Hey there, my name's Curtis Lucas and you're watching Empire Building. Out in the truck again, just finished up with a client and thought I'd do a quick video. As always, I'm on the run, and occasionally I do these more candid style videos in the middle of my day just to stay connected and keep the content flowing and let you guys know what's going on and what my thoughts are. If you're new to the channel and you haven't already subscribed, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. And anyone else that would like to get even more involved, I've mentioned it a few times, I do have a Patreon page, and there's a great community there of like-minded empire builders. So if that would interest you, head on over there and consider supporting the channel. Now, let's just get down to business. So the updates on NuMiner saga. The update is there is no update. No communication whatsoever today, at least not from their side. I did reach out a couple more times to make some suggestions for potential interview times, but still waiting to hear back. I will keep you guys posted as this story develops. There still has not been any official statements made by anyone involved, but we have seen that the picture that we've all become so familiar with has been taken down off of the NuMiner webpage. There are no more pictures of what this machine looks like, so that'll be interesting to see if we could one day get a look at what this device is supposed to actually look like. Basically, my thoughts on this whole thing as it stands right now is, in the little bits of communication that I have had with NuMiner, they're pretty confident that they're going to be able to deliver on their promises. Obviously, for whatever reason, they made a critical error in representing this product. I would love to find out what their explanation is as to why that mistake was made, but it was made nonetheless. So, but as always, as I keep saying, I'm going to reserve judgment on this until we have all the information. We can speculate and make any conclusions we want to, but they are speculations. Valid concerns, but still speculation. So I've said this on Twitter already today that cooler minds prevail when it comes to dealing with situations like this. Whether you're invested in Sphere any or not, a cool mind will help you make better decisions and not emotional ones. So keep that in mind. I myself personally, I have no dog in this fight. I'm not short, I'm not long. I am purely here for the conversation. I'd like to get to the bottom of this. I'd like to understand what is happening and, just help that information get out to the people who need it. Otherwise, generally speaking, with the market, it's been quite nice. Miners, even any, held up quite well today. It definitely took a beating, but pretty significant recovery into the close of the market. Down only a few percent, and aftermarket, last I checked, was not doing too bad. But yeah, generally speaking, the miners, many of them are green. Bitcoin had a nice little rally there at the end of the day, but I've been talking about, generally speaking, how the miners tend to follow the broader market even more so than Bitcoin, but even Bitcoin itself tends to be correlated, so it can be hard to tell what's pulling what these days. But what we do know is this Thursday is the big announcement for the January CPI numbers. That is no doubt going to be have an impact on the price activity. I'm not here to make a prediction as to what actually is going to happen. I think it's pretty clear where, yeah, it's going to be high, probably still somewhere around 7%. But based off of that, I'm not prepared to make any prediction as to which direction the price is going to go. We could easily be surprised with regards to that. Even a slight drop in those inflation numbers could see a significant response. But even then, which direction? It's really hard to tell right now what the market is, how it's going to behave. So I do not like making decisions based on those kind of short-term price impacts, one way or the other. My focus is on the long-term trends. That's why I got into this space in the first place. And the long-term trends are adoption is continuing. We've just seen again, I always forget the name of this company, but the financial firm that just announced that at least their Canadian division that is putting Ethereum and Bitcoin on their balance sheet. This was surprising to me only in that if there was one of the big financial institutions that were going to do that, my money would have been on Ernst & Young. They have long been involved and engaged in blockchain startups and technologies. They are a pretty integral part of the ecosystem in terms of the businesses that are already engaged in this. So yeah, I was surprised it wasn't them, but now that the cat's out of the bag, I have no doubt they will be following not too far behind. And I do think that this is going to signal in a new wave of institutional adoption and investments, which is the thing that could fuel this next rally. And there's no telling how high it could take us, even to new all-time highs, despite whatever's happening in the broader markets and the fears around inflation. I choose to bet on innovation. We don't know what the Fed is going to do or decisions they're going to be making, but what I do know is that regardless of what happens there, Bitcoin and crypto and blockchain, none of this is going to slow down just because the Fed has become more hawkish. It's going to continue to accelerate because there's really no choice in the matter. There's just too much happening in this space, too many new developments, and we don't look to the Fed to decide whether or not we're going to advance technology. So I'm just continue to bet on that as the long-term narrative continues to play out. That's the only one that I have any confidence in. I have zero confidence in how the price is going to react to announcements from the Fed on Thursday. Frankly, I don't care. So that's how I have a look at these things. There have been other developments also. The ETF, the latest Valkyrie mining ETF. Was a little bit surprised to see the choices that made the top 10 of their holdings. Bit Digital on pretty high up there, even above Marathon in terms of allocation. That was surprising. As well as DMG and DigiHost. Some pretty smaller players in there with very large allocations in terms of percent of the fund. As that fund grows and they have more influx of these interested parties that choose to invest in that route, maybe those allocations could get adjusted. But yeah, it was somewhat surprising to see that's the direction they chose to go. I'll do a video on that soon. I'd like to share at least what, if the choice was up to me, what would have been my allocation. I'll put something like that together soon with some of my thoughts, but also maybe I could reach out to them and get a feel for what their reasoning was behind that and what their plans are going forward. So stay tuned. There's tons of stuff I'm going to keep working on this space to continue to develop the channel and bring you guys some fascinating content that'll be educational, entertaining. With one thing for sure is since last Friday at least, this has been definitely a show to watch. And the developments as they've been coming, albeit slow, have been definitely interesting, to say the least. Now, for those of you who are investors in any, I want you guys to know that I am rooting for you. I'm hoping that all of this checks out. And in the end, all the promises that have been made will be delivered on. That would be best for Bitcoin miners, for the entire space as a whole. I was very excited when this announcement was first made, but it's important to question these kinds of claims and get verification on them. That's my only hope here, and this is why, again, I want to make sure I give NuMiner the opportunity to be able to speak for themselves and share with us some more specifics about this miner and what its capabilities are, and tell their story. We're just waiting for that to happen. I'm sure it will come soon enough. But until then, like I said, I'll keep you updated, and we'll see where it goes from there. That's all for this one. Let's get back to empire building.